Damn, this car looks fucking sick. The problem is, it was very, and I mean very expensive to build it to this state. And I know not everyone has the biggest budget, so this video is the literal cheat code to make your Speed 3 look a million times better, drive better, and just, be a lot better than stock. In today's video, I'm going to be making the budget build guide video. This is going to help out a ton. I really wish I had a video like this when I first started building my Speed 3 and I wasn't working with the biggest budget. And I know a lot of you guys have been wanting me to make this video. I posted on my story and everyone went crazy about it. Everyone's like, yes, like do it. It's going to be so useful. So I've listened to the people. Let's go talk about it. Boys, can we just appreciate how good she looks just in even winter mode? Give you a quick little walk around right here. Oh yeah. Fucking beauty. It's pretty cold outside right now, and look, guys, I'm almost at 200,000 kilometers. She's getting old, boys. I don't know what it is, but the lighting's pretty good, even though it's like, well, not lighting, but it's very cloudy and it makes the car look good. So disclaimer, guys, if you guys want to build your car like mine, I will say my car doesn't really fit into the budget category side of, like, a Speed. I'll be straight with you guys. If you guys want to build your car the way I have it, like literally from stock to every single thing I have on the car, you want to have at least a good 10 to 15 grand. And I know not everyone has like just 10 to 15 grand to blow on a freaking Mazda. And I'm not saying that in a way like, oh, look at me, I've spent like X amount on my car, I have all this money. No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just being transparent with you guys. And I want you guys to know that building my car was not cheap. And I know not everyone has the facility to do that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got to start from somewhere. But just because you don't have a big budget does not mean you can have fun building your Speed 3. First rule of thumb. When you're building on a budget, you have to go by one rule. Only buy used. Guys, I cannot stress how important it is to, if you want to save money building a car in general, you want to buy parts used. Like, don't make your first initial thought to go buy new from like Cork Sport, JVR, Cobb, wherever you're going. Everything on my car I bought is used. Like, I'd say like 95% of the parts I bought is used, and it has saved me a shit ton of money. Guys, I promise you, if I had bought all my parts new, first of all, it would not be like this because it'd be way too expensive, and I would have spent like 1.5 to 2 times the amount that I've already spent on the car. So definitely buy used. So you may ask, where can I buy used? Okay, so if you're in Canada, Kijiji, first place. Kijiji is a must. If you're in America, Craigslist, or whether you live in America, Canada, like fucking Europe, I don't give a shit, Facebook forums. Join as many Facebook Mazdaspeed forums as you can. Guys, you will save so much money. There are so many parts every single day. I go on it every day just for shits and giggles, and obviously if I see a good deal then I'll probably buy it. But guys, please do not buy new, guys, especially if you live in Canada. Fucking hell, that shit sucks. If you live in Canada, let's say you want to go buy an intake, it's already put in American price, so it's going to cost more, the conversions, and then you got to pay for the currency exchange, and then you got to pay for taxes, and then you got to pay for imports. So you're already spending like 1.5 times the amount that the part already costs. So I'll give you guys a prime example. So my front mount intercooler. So these things are expensive, plus the crash bar too. They're what, like, I don't know. Shit. I'm gonna put a screenshot, but ballpark around like $1,000 US. If I were to buy that from Ultimate Racing's website, that would literally cost me, like, I'm not even joking to you guys, with shipping, currency, all that shit, like close to 2 grand shipped to my door. Whereas I bought this used for a really good deal for $700 Canadian. I literally paid like half the full price of a front mount intercooler kit, which is pretty sick. So I'm just saying, guys, only buy used. It can be very intimidating at first, but I will say one thing: if you're buying off Facebook and the guy's not local to you, only pay with PayPal goods and services. Do not pay with PayPal friends and family, because if the guy tries to screw you over, then you're covered by PayPal. So first thing I want to talk about is a good set of tires. Guys, do not cheap out on the tires. If you're driving a Speed 3 and you want to gain traction in second and third gear pulls, guys, you got to get good tires. But the best bang for your buck tires that I've ran and I freaking love, they are not the best track tire by any means, but they're a good street tire. They're great in the rain. They hook very well. They last a long time. The tread wear is good on it. Is the Firestone Indy 500s. Those tires are by far the best bang for your buck tires. So for instance, I got my tires for $600. So I got 225 4018s. That was the stock tire size. I paid $600 Canadian for it. So for you American guys, it's probably a lot cheaper, but for the OEM size, these tires lasted a long time. I am upgrading because I'm trying to get it more serious in the tracking and shit, but for daily, guys, you can't go wrong with Indy 500s. And then, well, you may be asking, what should I do for rims? Well, if you have a Speed 3, odds are you have the stock rims. And honestly, guys, like, if you want to save some cash, like, the stock rims actually look pretty good. Mind you, only the 2013 rims come stock, like, gunmetal gray like this, but even the stock ones look pretty good, like when they're gray, or even like the Gen 1s look pretty good. Honestly, if you want to save some cash, I'd say those rims look pretty good for what they are. If you really want to spice it up, maybe just paint it or some shit like that. But yeah, I mean, some good cheap brands that you can go for is always Enkei or Koenig. I love their wheels. Like, I had the TM7s, I ran those for a bit. They looked amazing and they were really cheap for what they were. So for rims and tires, 100% Indy 500s rims. If you got the cash, look for Enkei or Koenigs, but if not, that's all good. Just stick with the OEMs, because bro, these are my winters, and bro, they look sick, like, not gonna lie. So now that I got that out the way, I'm gonna be going through aesthetic mods, so interior, exterior, and then performance mods. Guys, the number one thing to make your Mazdaspeed 3 or Mazdaspeed 6 look better is to lower it. And yes, coilovers are expensive, so what's the cheap alternative? Lowering springs. I ran the Eibach lowering springs for about a year and a half, and they were absolutely amazing. They were really cheap. I got it for like $100. Again, I bought it used. Try not to buy new, but if you're gonna buy new, it'll be in the ballpark around like $300, but it's 100% worth it. It's like an inch to an inch and a half drop. It makes the car look 1,000 times better. It handles a little better. It's not going to be coilovers, but if you're balling on a budget, lowering springs is definitely a good alternative. I would go with Eibach 100%. So next for exterior mods. So the one mod that I did on my car like a while back when I first got it that just made the car look amazing and a million times better was my front lip. So I actually used to run a rear lip that was the same brand as my front lip, but now I'm rocking the rear diffuser because, you know, some baller shit, but obviously, you know, it's expensive. But I get so many questions about my lip kit is ridiculous, guys. So the whole lip kit, I'll throw in an old picture of my old rear lip, all base R. So the side skirt lip, base R, the front lip, base R. I will say these are a little harder to find used, I'll be honest with you. If a part is harder to find used, I'll make a disclaimer about that. And I got super lucky and I got both of these used, so I got really lucky with that. But go to Basenar's website, I'll throw in a screenshot. You can get it pretty cheap. It's around like $100, $150 per lip. But guys, for around like $300 to $400 to have a full lip kit plus being lowered, guys, you're already looking 1,000 times better than stock. Because let me tell you guys, when I got my car lowered and I just had the simple Basenar lip kit, it looked great. Another little cheap exterior mod that everyone can do is just spraying your taillights, guys. Literally just grab the can from Canadian Tire, sprayed it down, and this is like almost 3 years. This is 2.5 years and it's holding up pretty good. Definitely do that. It looks great. I mean, you can make it red, you can make it, you know, tinted dark, whatever you want to call it, but 100% do that, because the problem is they don't even make custom taillights for our cars specifically. So just spraying it makes it look 1,000 times better. By the way, these parts both apply for Gen 1 and Gen 2 Speed 3s. Speed 6 guys, I'm sorry. I'll do my best, but for like some exterior mods, like, it may vary, but overall it applies to Speed 3s and Speed 6. So next on the list is your headlights. So I think changing up your headlights is one of the #1 ways to just make the car look completely badass. So this is actually really cheap. So all you literally have to do, I mean, this all depends on your skill level at the end of the day, but you can open up the headlights, Gen 1, Gen 2, whatever you want to call it. You can open them up, like, you know, bake it in an oven and shit. There's like some videos online. It's the same shit for any other headlight. Like, just look up how to like open housing for headlights or some shit like that on YouTube. Open it up, paint it like I did, black and red, slap it back on, and boom. For like just buying the paint, a lot cheaper, guys. Yeah, sure, it's a bit more of a project, but it saves you a lot of money, and guys, looks 1,000 times better than stock. And then if you want to spice it up, you can throw the eyelids on top. I just paid for the vinyl wrap, or actually, sorry, I paid someone to do it because I'm not good with vinyl wrap. I paid a guy like 50 bucks for it. So overall, I paid like around I'd say like $100 for these headlights overall. And look at that, 1,000 times better than stock, makes the car look a lot more aggressive. Looking pretty good. I'll throw this one as a little bonus for the Gen 2 guys. I got this air duct for around like $50 off Amazon. It's pretty easy. I have a video on it. You just gotta like trial and error, just cut open a big hole and then you literally just drill it right in and it makes the car look a lot more aggressive. I don't know if you guys really like that, but I think it looks pretty cool and it adds more airflow to the intake, which you guys cannot see, but it does, I promise. So to summarize, like the exterior mods, you have the headlights for around like $100. That's gonna look sick. Plus the full lip kit, you're paying around like, I don't know, like $300-400, depends on, you know, where you get it from. Definitely check Next Mod, 100%. And then you got the car nice and lowered. Got the taillights looking nice and good. Guys, for not a lot of money, you know, your car's already looking a lot better. Guys, don't think I forgot about the interior. Honestly, like, it looks like a lot, but let me tell you guys, besides like the gauges and the access port, because that shit's expensive, I will give you guys a couple little tips and tricks to make your interior look a lot better. So first thing is the steering wheel. So this is actually not an aftermarket steering wheel. This is literally the OEM steering wheel, just wrapped. So I get a lot of questions about this. This is from a company called East Detailing. I literally just ordered a half perforated leather and half carbon. Yeah, sure, I know the carbon looks fake as fuck, but whatever. Literally ordered the wrap, put it on, and guys, looks so much better. I paid around like 100 Canadian shipped to my door. So for you American guys, you're paying anywhere from like $50 to $100 depending on the options you go for. But guys, rather than paying Corksport like $300-400 for their steering wheel, bro, literally 50-100 bucks. This looks honestly better in my opinion. Yeah, sure, the quality's not like 100%, but bro, it looks badass and it feels better just, you know, steering it, I guess you could say, every day. Next on the list is another DIY project you guys can try yourselves, and that is paint your interior black. All you literally have to do is just buy the paint cans. I think I paid around like $50 to $100 worth of paint cans. I just got like basic Rust-Oleum paint cans, and guys, it's definitely a project. I have a video on it if you guys want to check it out, but makes the interior look 1,000 times better. You already got the nice steering wheel, and then the black interior rather than that ugly beige interior and that ugly OEM steering wheel. Already looking 1,000 times better. Last on the list, I mean, you don't have to do exactly this, but why don't you just vinyl wrap your interior pieces? So what I did is I ordered some like random ass 5D carbon wrap from Amazon. Cost me like 20 bucks. And guys, I just wrapped this, even like this too, this, all that shit makes it look 1,000 times better for Gen 1 or Gen 2. Just look at that. Interior game, literally guys, for around like $150-200 for all those things I mentioned. Yeah, sure, it's going to be a bit of work, but guys, the end result is definitely worth it. So that basically wraps up your cosmetic mods for, you know, both exterior and interior. So guys, you're already lowered, you got the full lip kit, you know, the headlights, the taillights, plus, you know, the nice black interior, steering wheel, the wrap. You're looking around like $900 to $1,000. But just think of it like this, guys. When your car's lowered, it's got the nice lip kit and the interior's already, you know, looking badass. For what, $900 to $1,000? Just save that shit up, you know? Your car's looking a lot better. Obviously, as time goes on, you know, you could spend more money. So, you know, the nice diffuser, you know, the carbon scoop, and then the open mouth grill. All that shit comes with time, but, you know, when you're balling on a budget, it can be a lot more difficult, but that's okay. And I really hope this will, you know, give you a better insight on how to make your Speed 3 look a lot better inside and outside. Okay, so now you got the car looking a lot better. Now you're like, bro, I want to make my car faster. Okay, you can make your car faster for relatively inexpensive, but I will say there are two parts, and I've stressed this on my channel a million times. There are literally two parts that you have to buy before making power that you cannot shy away from, you cannot cheap out on. You have to buy them, bro. Now, if you listen to the first part I said in the video, buy used. Guys, Cobb access port V3 and high pressure fuel pump internals. If you want, guys, let me say this one more time. If you want to make your Mazdaspeed 3 fast, get the access port and the high pressure fuel pump internals. I cannot stress that enough. I still have guys asking me to this day, oh, can I get away with the fuel pump internals? Do I need the access port? Yes. If you want to make your car faster, bro, you got to do it. Fucking BMW driver, bro, ruined my spot. Now I had to relocate. Anyways, guys, if you want to make your car faster, you have to get the Cobb Access Port V3 and the high pressure fuel pump internals. Yes, I know it's expensive. I'll be straight with you. It's gonna cost around $1,000 at the very most, to be honest. Guys, I've seen, I don't even know how many access ports go for sale on Facebook groups, so never buy your access port new. That is the number one thing I will say, do not buy new. It is literally the same shit. Just make sure when you buy it, it's unmarried from the car. You know, you can test it out and shit. Just don't buy the access port new, guys. It's not worth it. I bought mine for $600 Canadian. I've seen even cheaper for American guys, like around like $400 to $600 US dollars. So definitely buy your access port used. As for the fuel pump internals, I have seen them go on sale, like on Facebook groups. You got to be a little more patient, but guys, it's going to be around like $250 to $350, depending on where you get it from. But just if you want to make your car faster, I will say this again, do those first two things first. I know we're on a budget, I get it, but there are just certain things, guys, just certain things. If you want to make your car faster, you can't cheap out on certain shit, man, because if you do, cheapness will kill you, and then you're gonna spend even more money like getting a new motor and shit. So when you have your access port and fuel pump internals installed onto the car, I would recommend stacking up these couple parts and then getting it tuned. So what is that? So get a intake and inlet pipe. So that's around like $200 to $300, I would say, roughly, like used. I've seen them go for it. Guys, I see a ton on Facebook groups and like Kijiji and shit. Buy it used. It's not worth buying new. Get that. I think a really good brand is Cobb. They make a really good, you know, Cobb intake and inlet pipe. It sounds really good. I ran that for a bit, but now I have the JBR 3.5-inch intake. Then to make your car really fast, this is like the number one thing that just opens up this car and makes it more alive, is a downpipe. Guys, I will say, get a catless downpipe. They sound really good. They're really cheap. You can get them on eBay or some shit like that for around like $150, $300. You can get it used on Facebook. Yeah, sure, you can go for like a catted downpipe, but they're a lot more expensive. And if you're trying to save money, just go with a catless downpipe. It saves you a ton. And guys, make sure, especially the downpipe, do not install it without the fuel pump internals or a tune already loaded. I'll explain that later, but just stack up your parts and install them all at once. It's worth it. I'll explain later. Next, you want to get two more things, and that is one, a rear motor mount. So if you're trying to make more power in the car, the motor is going to start shaking a lot more, especially when you throw in the downpipe. So just get a rear motor mount. You can get it from like Cobb or Cork Sport. Again, I've seen these used like all the time. You can get it around for like 50 to like 80 bucks. They're pretty inexpensive. They're easy to install, and it makes the car drive a lot more solid. You may ask, will it add a lot of like vibrations and shit? Honestly, like you'll forget it's even there. Maybe for like the first couple days, but other than that, like I forget it's there. So this one's like a little extra bonus one. Like you don't have to get it just because you're not hitting like crazy boost. I will say get a bypass valve. Literally just get a bypass valve to hold more boost. And do not get a blow-off valve. Like I am personally not a fan of blow-off valves. I think these cars run better on a bypass valve. And if you want that cool blow-off noise, the intake that you'll get with the inlet pipe will give you that. So honestly, a blow-off valve is a lot more expensive, and you're already getting the blow-off noise. And you can get these for around like $100, like I'd say like $80 to $100. I've seen these go for, new or used, so it's pretty inexpensive. So you can install the rear motor mount and the bypass valve whenever you want. That won't affect the car. It doesn't need a tune for that, but for the intake and the downpipe, I would install those both at the same time. And so when you have both those two parts accumulated, get a Pro Tune. Guys, do not run the Cobb tunes. These Cobb tunes are freaking garbage. They're not custom to your car. Like just don't get it. What you want to do is you want to go to Freak Tune, order the OTS Plus map. It's around like $140. Guys, it is so worth it. Do not run the Cobb tune. He'll have your car running 10 times better than a Cobb tune ever will, and it'll be way faster. If you don't understand how to buy the tune or how the tuning process works, I have a tuning process explained video. Definitely check that out. But guys, stack up your intake and downpipe, install it at the same time, and then load the tune. For my newbies, you may be asking, how do I load the tune? Guys, this is why you need the access port. If you have no access port, you cannot load tunes. This is why I say high pressure fuel pump internals, access port. The fuel pump internals will literally save your motor. The stock internals cannot like push enough fuel, especially when you add more air into the car. So definitely get your high pressure fuel pump internals and access port. I'm gonna say this one more time. I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm really trying to stress it to you guys. Do that shit first, because I don't want to get a DM from you saying, oh, I blew my motor because I installed a downpipe, no tune, no fuel pump internals. I'm gonna say, shit, bro, you should have listened. I also wanted to mention, not only is the downpipe gonna make your car a lot faster, it's gonna make it a lot louder. And a little cheap mod you can do too to make it a little louder, depending on your preference, is a resonated elite. Just go to our muffler shop. It costs around like $50 to $100. Definitely worth it. So now that the car's driving a lot better, you want it to shift a lot better. So cheap option, shifter bushings. Get it from like Corksport or JBR. It's around like $40. Shift knob, I got a Cobb shift knob around like, I don't know, $50. And then you want to get a shift weight. So I have the Cobb shift weight, guys. Already way better. You got the shifter bushings, you got the Cobb shift weight, and then you got the upgraded shift knob. Won't even feel like OEM. It'll feel a lot better. And some guys like to run the short shift plates. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. They are cheap and they do give you like a short shift feel, but I don't think they're very good for the transmission. That's just me personally. So I would not recommend it. I mean, you can, but it's not really like something to die for. But 100% shifter bushings, shift weight, and then an upgraded shift knob. And that's about it, guys. That's pretty much it. That was a lot of information. I just really want to help you guys out. I know this video will be very useful. And so for around all the performance mods, so to make your car faster, to make it shift a lot better, you're looking around like $1.5 to $2,000 depending on the deals you get. But guys, I'm telling you, with the downpipe, your car is going to make like an extra 50 wheel horsepower easily, probably a little more. It'll sound a lot better, it'll be a heck of a lot faster, and it's going to be a beast. So with that being said, guys, all these mods together, you want to save around like $2.5 to $3,000, I would say, for all the performance mods, all the, you know, exterior mods and shit. Yeah, sure, I know that still sounds like a lot of money, but guys, you know, you save it up, you do it like incrementally, guys, your car will look a lot better, sound a lot better, perform a lot better, and also run better. I mean, you got the upgraded fuel pump internals, you got a custom tune and shit. I mean, guys, your car is running amazing. It definitely can be very expensive if you want to build my car like mine or some of these other guys, but again, not everyone's working with that budget, and that's completely okay. I was there too. I'll show you guys some pictures of what my car looked like when I showed you guys the similar mods that I have. It still looked badass. It still drove the same. Like, it had the downpipe, it was lowered, it had the lip kit, it had the aftermarket wheels. Nothing too crazy after that. I still had like my stock intercooler. I was running a good tune and shit. I love the car at that phase, but again, I wanted more, and yeah, here we are now. Again, I was trying to give you guys a rough ballpark of like what you're supposed to be paying, but prices will vary, but just expect to pay around that money. But guys, again, like at the very most, like $3,000, bro, your car is 1,000 times better, bro. And then when you're working with a bigger budget, you know, you can upgrade better things, you know, like your brakes, your better tires, better suspension, you know, intercoolers, like fucking sky's the limit, guys. These cars are absolute money pits. I will say that building a car is not cheap, no matter how you look at it, but I really hope this video helped you guys out for, you know, the teenagers or the guys who are just starting off, who just bought their Speed 3. They're not working with a big budget, but they want to make their car badass, and that is totally possible. Guys, I'll say this, you can do anything you put your mind to. If you work hard and, you know, you stay consistent, you stay motivated, guys, sky's the limit. Good things are going to happen to you. Just gotta be patient. I mean, honestly, Speed 3s are a good bang for your buck car in general. I mean, the power that it comes from, these cars already look sick and they already drive sick for what they are stock, but obviously, you know, we're all car guys here. We can't keep our car stock. Enjoy this little drive off clip, man. I haven't done that shit in so freaking long, but it feels good. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay consistent. Peace. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that the famous JJMS3's Mazdaspeed 3? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so cool. Oh my god. Holy shit.